CrossCode is a truly compelling indie game that I had the pleasure of coming across recently. It is a pixel action RPG with elements of puzzle solving that makes a faithful callback to the 16-bit SNES graphical aesthetic developed by Radical Fish Games and published by Deck 13. It has beautiful retro visuals with a touch of modern rejuvenation, which was the initial draw for me, as well as the combat system, a mechanically solid surprise. This all is packaged under a wondrous story that's gotten me super excited to see the journey to its end. It's been quite some time since I've delved this deep into a game out of pure immersion from every aspect, reawakening my love for the genre. Hello and welcome to a new video. I'm Vanguard and today we'll be going through my first impressions on CrossCode. But without further ado, let's get right into it. This project began as a crowdfunder in 2015 as an Indiegogo campaign. Today it's come a long way. This is especially apparent with the numerous updates and video trailers they have put out over the years. It has been and still is currently in early access for the past 3 years, with the official release date just on the horizon, coming on the 20th of September 2018 for macOS, Linux and Windows PC. There's also a demo that exists, where anyone can play the beginning 20 to 30 minutes of. I'm currently 10 hours into the game and it's been a blast, and judging from the others who have played further into the game than I have, it seemingly offers 30 hours or more in total as it exists right now in its incomplete state, which definitely sounds promising to me. It's optimized well from what I've experienced on my old MacBook, which runs surprisingly fine, and no problems at all on my Windows computer. The presentation side of CrossCode is gorgeous, with fluid, varied and dynamic animations, accompanied with beautiful, vibrant and distinct backgrounds. There are many wonderfully incorporated particle and lighting effects to really enhance this game and shines freshly in a modern way. Soundtrack fits well and is always used appropriately to complement the tone of the game. It's constructed solidly from what I've heard so far. Characters are often presented fantastic, conveying their attitudes and persona impressively well through their facial portraits, especially when it comes to our voiceless protagonist articulating accurately her mindset. It's a great and nostalgic tribute to the 16-bit generation, while keeping it feeling new and special at the same time. The story is rich in both plot and characters. Everything about the narrative I've deeply enjoyed so far, creating an adventurous atmosphere, which has been a great source of exhilaration in my constant need to return to the environment that is this game. The story begins rapidly and engagingly, as you play as a character known as Shizuka, who attempts to halt her brother from seemingly sacrificing himself for an unknown cause. Before we get any more context, the players can draw a new character who's just awakened in the world of CrossCode, an MMORPG actually, but has mysteriously forgotten all of her memories as well as the functions at all. The story is immensely interesting just from the introduction, but does slow down from there, and focuses more on the character interactions, characterizing multiple members of the cast in a memorable, informative and entertaining fashion. I find great catharsis in the written dialogue, often portrayed in a clever, comedic and intriguing manner, shaping many distinct individuals. The main character on the other hand might feel like a strange protagonist to play as, with both the loss of her memory and the majority of her dialogue options. But it's through the blogging and facial expression of her avatar she uses to express herself that is worthy of highlight, though some might complain about her personality being a little bland like an everyman. I regardless still find entertainment in the execution of how she bounces off the cast. This is all done with the mysteries echoing in the background as you explore the flamboyant setting. Though it can feel slow at times just from preference, it is handled excellently. As for gameplay, it's pretty simple but effective. It does open up later on to be a deeply intricate, yet retains the straightforward battle system, what a fast-paced action RPG should be. You have your basic melee attacks as well as projectile shots to kickstart the game. Projectiles serve as a heavily important tool, not just for simply combating enemies, but in puzzle solving, as they can actually bounce off walls upon holding aim long enough. As you progress, you'll gain party members that will aid you in fights, who will have many unique dialogue during many particular points in a level, map or story. You will also have access to a fairly large skill tree of unique abilities and a basic stat upgrades, and will later be able to tap into multiple elemental states, which have additional capabilities of their own and a skill tree, adding a lot of variation and spark to the lengthy game. Together, CrossCode creates an amazing sense of momentum, where reading your enemies and perfecting how you use your techniques over time will be satisfyingly essential. Whenever I died, it was generally because of my unfamiliarity of the enemy, and usually I overcame them after a couple of tries, promoting skill rather than levels from my experience. Leveling up, finding materials and crafting can feel a little grindy, and you'll probably have to do a few side quests if you want to keep up with the recommended level of the campaign, and the progression of attaining new abilities is sometimes slightly slow. However, the overall experience makes it enjoyable enough and worth it. Platforming and puzzle solving outside of the combat in areas like dungeons plays a massive role in this game. The level designs can be immensely complex, but not necessarily convoluted at all. It is very well designed, with so many hidden places to explore, forcing players to pay attention. Both of the two gameplay aspects have been of great challenge, where it will really test your problem solving skills and timing to the maximum. There have been a few times I've been tempted to look up a guide, but committing to do it by yourself is extremely rewarding, no matter the times it takes. My only criticism is that dungeons can overstay the welcome by a touch amount, and I know that others really dislike this part of the game because of how long it lasts. If you want a straightforward experience, you may have trouble liking a good portion of this game. However, on the other hand, I can agree with the perspective that this is possibly one of the strongest parts of the game, truly testing your understanding and skill, giving way to a fulfilling outcome. I think this game is a joy to explore because of how much polish and detail that went into the design. Quests might lack in direction for players, but again serves as another gratifying objective of its own, albeit a smaller one. CrossCode is a superbly crafted upcoming indie game and should be played for its overall polished package. Each aspect of this game is mastered profoundly. The work and dedication really shows. I love how the combat evolves and feels. The puzzles are arduous yet addicting. The story is charming and naturally written, and the presentation is top-notch. CrossCode is shaping up to be potentially among my favorite games of all time, and I look forward to the final product and even the development team's future work. Well, that about wraps up this video. I really enjoyed my time with this game so far, and I hope you can get the chance to pick it up. It is well worth it. Anyways, till next time, I'll see you later.